Asian immigrants who came here after.
Does anyone hear what he's saying, or
No.
do you just
Oh,
hear
no
him
clue,
pausing?
broski. No clue at all.
I understand everything.
I don't understand what like
I just hear like it's like there's a bee in my room, and I just hear. Zzz.
You're choosing to not listen to him. And
You're a funny guy, bitch.
Oh no, Lucas, I am. That's why I gave him the advice to slow down. He's choosing not to accommodate anyone.
So again, people talk in different ways. Let's like not attack his.
Okay, so I'm going to talk like this, and if you make fun of me, it's because of
yeah, but like we can't understand you. I can perfectly understand Christian. Like I don't understand what you're big.
Because I'm choosing to listen to him. I personally not attacked one.
Oh, Zoe's here.
On any part of their appearance, the way they talk, anything like that, because I choose to respect people no matter what they view.
Did I make fun of someone's appearance?
You're making fun of the way he speaks. You're calling.
Yeah.
No, not the way he speaks.
I'm saying please slow down.
He speaks.
What about people who have a hard time hearing? You're not being very respectful.
Comparing him to a bee based on the way he talks. See that
five people agree with me.
This is the way you could do
base
it.
Catholic.
Still let me finish.
I think more
Instead
than
of
5
telling
people, by the way.
Shut the F up. Tell him, hey, slower so I can understand what you're saying.
That is the first thing I said.
I don't know. I mean, you called me a rambling autist. Right?
That
I
was
don't know
the
about
first thing he said.
You came on here and said,
You pulled a Nick Fuentes on me.
Shut up. That's what happened, and you can't deny that because that's
No,
what
I
happened.
can because
You
I
came
know
on here and
that.
said,
Again,
hey,
this is nice pill pull going away.
You're talking for the whole time, and you need to shut up. Talk slower. Maybe be like, hey, can you talk slower so I can understand?
But he did do that.
He did that.
didn't.
Hey, Christian, buddy, would you mind speaking at a normal tone?
I think Lucas's safe space is hard, guys.
Speak a little slower, I think, okay? All right? Just for you, base Catholic.
Lucas, is your safe space hard, man?
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
I'm fine. I'm not affected by this at all.
Clearly, you're not affected.
Oh wait, hey, I have a kid who has a speech impediment that's on the Zoom call. Can you unmute Nolan?
Why'd you have to say it like that?
No, that's what he told
Dude,
me.
why'd
His
you have to
stats had
say-
even told me that.
I have a hearing impediment, so I need everyone to slow down when they talk.
I have a
Okay, then ask them like nice.
Optics.
Can you,
Can you please repeat
Nolan,
that? My brother has the same like walk fast.
Instead of
no, because the dude Christian, you know,
Conversation is spiraling out of control.
it's nothing to do with the way he talks.
Backwoods lineman. Unmute backwoods lineman. He has something to say on this aspect.
How do you talk like?
Backwoods.
I'm just saying, like, choose to respect people over attacking them. It's really not that hard.
Dude,
There's no
Lucas,
respect for base
I don't
Catholic,
think
that's
you
the
guys.
problem.
I don't think you guys understand the point. All he's trying to say is, it's like Christian knows he does it too. It's you talk fast so people can't hear
I
everything
know,
you're saying.
and
They just have to
I
agree
know.
with you. It's what Ben Shapiro does. Like
I've been trying to slow down
Exactly.
because I told him I'm going to respect what he said and I'm going to take his advice.
Part
But
of the
it's
reason.
not okay to compare someone to. I mean,
We can't take advice from someone if we can't understand them.
Part of the reason why I like to talk fast is because if I talk too slow, I get waned out by other people, especially when it's late at night and I have to try to be quiet, right? So I try to talk fast to get my points and to kind of jump into the conversation without necessarily having someone like cut me off, which is happening.
Christian,
Here's the thing though, Christian. You go from talking slow to talking fast to talking slow to talking fast. So like, if it was like you always talk fast, like okay, I understand that. But like when you talk fast, it's like on purpose.
and also Christian, personally
Sometimes
for
I
me,
get
it just gets
excited
hard because
about my
I'm
points as well.
tired. I'm tired by this time. So
Okay,
like
can
it's hard.
we pick a question? We have it's probably been over an hour since
Hello?
we
Hey Aubrey.
actually took the
Yes,
question.
love.
What's that?
I said yes, love.
Everyone's saying that they want to have people question.
Yeah, I think it's time to ask. I think we've.
Alrighty, folks.
Hello?
Whoa.
Oh, backwoods. What's up?
Hello. So you guys were talking about about speech and everything, right? I actually have a speech impediment. Like I cannot say my R's for shit. So I want to bring out why would you even be bringing up that topic? There is no point even talking about that. It's how just let people speak. Who cares if they talk fast or slow? Just let them. God damn.
No, I was saying
Cows.
him speaking quickly is not a speech impediment. Someone compared that. He can speak slower.
It's a legitimate speech impediment. My brother has
So Christian, you are diagnosed with a speech impediment where you have to talk really
You don't
fast.
have to
No.
be diagnosed.
Mine
Already
looks like
explained
it has,
why I
some
talk
thing.
fast.
Oh my guys,
I was
Everyone
just
is so damn sensitive.
I
He
wasn't
just said
diagnosed
he does
from
it to get a
my-
point across, not because he has a speech impediment. You all defending him
Exactly.
like, oh, he
To
has a
be
speech
fair, though,
impediment.
you did refer to me as autistic, kind of. So
He
I said
never
you
said
speak-
that, Christian. He never said that.
I said
And
you
no, he
speak
didn't say
like
that.
a rambling autist.
Thank you.
Because you do.
Thanks so much.
Oh, I mean, that's
Someone's gonna get
you're
their
going
safe
against
space
your
back,
entire
you shouldn't
point. I mean, I think it's not that hard to respect people. I really don't think it's that hard.
All right. I
Aubrey,
mean,
it's
you
cool,
want.
conservative.
Dude, it's
Sorry.
not disrespectful. He's literally just trying to say he can't understand what he's saying,
Oh
and
my
he wants
God.
him to slow
Say that
down. Lucas,
Exactly,
stop
Ben.
going back to this point, dude. I'm sorry
Yeah,
you were
seriously,
affected by it.
seriously.
Let's just
Move
take the next
on to
question,
a
Yeah,
please.
new
because we were hurt.
topic.
We were sorry.
Like, dude, literally, Christian is less hurt than you are, Lucas. Come
Yeah.
I'm
on.
not hurt. I'm
Like,
just saying.
You're
I want to move on.
basically
I'm not hurt
crying.
at all. I'm having the time of my life.
You.
Christian's enjoying this.
Okay,
it's funny that
someone
we
said,
have-
Aubrey, can you unmute me? I have a question, but spell my name wrong. So,
Yeah.
Aubrey, can you
Hello?
unmute?
How do you miss the E?
You
Hello?
missed it. Hi.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I stutter. Okay. So y'all was talking about white privilege. Just want to state that white privilege just does not like at all exist because I grew up from a very poor family and
Thanks so much, Jake.
like
Thank
as
you.
a young child, like I bought everything I got. And I'm just want to say it's white privilege does not exist. That's all I'm gonna
Agreed.
say.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
100%.
I'm sorry if I offended anybody.
No.
No,
don't worry.
if anything, there are certain other groups are elevated.
Yeah.
Acts like
Base
the
Catholic, do you have like a
or the
podcast or anything? Like
birthday?
Instagram or Snapchat?
Sorry?
Do you have like an Instagram or Snapchat based?
No, I am totally social immune.
Then how did you get the code?
I'm a supreme hacker.
Wait, based. Aren't you Jordan?
No.
Oh.
No, Base, he's Jordan's friend.
No.
He does not sound anything like Jordan.
He sounds like Jordan to me.
No, I was
Hey,
on.
Ben,
I
can you
I
send me
don't.
Jordan's
I don't know
Twitter? I
Jordan,
wanna
but I was on
follow
a stream with him.
I don't have Jordan's Twitter, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know Jordan, but I
he
was
said
on a
it so many times.
Oh, Jordan's cool. I like Jordan.
Jordan too, but I was only on a stream with him. I don't know him. I'm not his friend, but we were on a stream and I agreed with him.
Aubrey Talon is here if you want to unmute.
No.
How much did you pay, like a fucking $197 on you could Zoom?
I know. I don't know why I did that.
You clicked the 1 year. I watched you do it.
You could have bought a month, Talon, but you have to buy a year.
I don't know why I did that.
Okay.
Eighth graders.
Is there a question? Deanna?
Eighth graders be
I'm
like,
gonna mute everyone that's not like normal.
that's not Nora.
Aubrey.
Aubrey, you know there's gonna be a Groyper that's gonna clip that, and you're gonna get screwed just like I did.
I have that clip, Ben.
Dude, no, there's two clips that just screwed me over completely.
I have one. I have one
Live
of them.
right now.
Everyone shut up.
Hold on, I can pull the live stream up. I bet it's up right now.
People, okay, too cool dot something. You're unmuted.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, what's up? Can I ask a
Yo,
question?
Based. I love Based. He always joins my streams. Not my streams, but my whatever they're called. So, I don't really have a question. I just want to be unmuted.
Nice.
Oh, Lucas, some girl sent that over you.
Aubrey, can you back unmute Jake? He's pretty cool.
Amy, you're unmuted.
Cool. Okay. So I have a topic that you guys like haven't covered. I don't think is hate speech. Like, what are you guys?
BS, complete BS.
Oh
shit. I think it's not. I think it's not hate speech. I mean, it's your First Amendment right to say whatever you want. I don't think it's hate speech until it actually like physically harms someone.
I don't understand the question. Could you like elaborate more what you mean by hate?
Like, no, what we think on hate speech. Like, okay, so I think.
Oh,
it's
what we think on hate speech?
No, listen. I think there's no such thing as hate speech. Like, it goes against your First Amendment. But when it's intentionally like putting harm on someone, like for example, you can press charges on someone that threatens you, like says I'm gonna come to your house and stab you. Like that's against the law.
Exactly.
If you want to consider that hate speech, then you can consider that hate speech because that's that's threatening someone. That's potentially putting harm on someone. So I think when it comes to someone's life or bodies in danger in a harmful manner, then I don't think hate speech is a threat, but I think unless it's harming you, what the fuck? Unless it's harming you, then like I don't see a problem with it. I mean, some things may be more offensive than the other, but just because it makes someone else mad doesn't mean we should go against our First Amendment right to exercise what we want to say.
Amen.
That's my thing.
Okay, agreed.
Cool. Sorry, I have trouble speaking. I just harmfuling or something.
Personally, when it comes to free speech, I wouldn't mind imposing some sort of limit to like the Nazism.
But then the thing about imposing a limit is like how far could that limit eventually go?
Yeah, that's the only problem we have there. But I think like the European countries seem to have it like pretty well.
Well, if you want to talk about the Nazi thing, like that can be into your morals. I mean, morally, it's okay for people that are Nazis to do what they're doing.
Yeah, but most society.
I think if they aren't acting on it, if they aren't going out and killing a bunch of Jewish people,
right, unless
I mean,
it's harming.
it's all talk.
Things these are like foul ideologies that kind of feed off.
But like the thing is, I think free speech is so important in this country that even though I'm a Christian, I'm okay with people wearing white cloaks and burning crosses. Because that's part of our country and that's free speech.
I'm just not a big fan of ideology that permeates like some sort of like racial conflict or some sort of violence, like white supremacy and neo-Nazism.
But Christian, do you understand the problem of like once a limit is set, there's no there's no limit to how far the government.
Yeah, I can see to a certain extent why you might have some problems with that. And I think what you probably want to do is look at existing systems.
Were you on that one Zoom?
Find a solution that works pretty well.
Christian, were you on that one Zoom where the guy came on and he talked about how only white people should be citizens? Like, he's never going to actually do anything in real life. He's a joke.
Thing is, like, that's what you can say about people like in Germany in like 1936, where like these ideologies, they permeate when given like the ability to enter the public discourse, and they can kind of garner to, especially like the Groyper
scene, right? White supremacist in current America.
Can you unmute Jake?
Well, quite a few have actually.
I mean, but none like overthrow the government or like. There's never been.
But you don't want them to continue to grow, right? You don't want these ideologies to continue to permeate in this.
It's the one that says snap/insta Jake T yada yada yada.
Are you plugging on my Zoom?
Way to make those societies grow is to ban them.
Yeah, change his name since he's self-promoting.
Will grow to them if it's banned.
Bro, don't change his name. Let him have his name whatever he wants.
Banning like white supremacism in Europe and whatnot is really kind of restrictive.
I'm just saying a joke. That's my friend Jake. You gotta
30, at least 20, 30 years about Germany, they banned the book, and like most mainstream are not going to be looking for Hitler's book in Germany. Maybe less than 1,000 people at most. Like that, actually believe in his ideology.
I mean, it sucks, but America works on whatever society and the people deem as moral and right. That's what America is, and like whoever is elected president, that's who kind of represents the country for 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So I think, to suppress someone's freedom of speech is just wrong unless it's negatively affecting someone else. I think. It all gets into your morals because someone could say that, for example, socialism is a harm to a certain group of people and it should be banned, but that's just wrong.
It has been banned.
Okay, I really don't see this going anywhere. So can we switch up the topic, please?
Can I say one quick thing about this though?
Yeah, Jake, quickly. Yeah,
why do you think so? Yes, okay. There's like someone was saying Christian earlier who's making threats, right? What's the point of banning empty threats when it's different of them actually doing something and
right. But when you have a threat, there's automatically like I mean I can't tell you a percentage, but it's automatically more like someone has a higher potential to be harmed when there's a threat.
Fight or fight.
People say I'm coming to beat your ass before people actually beat someone's ass. Like those are the words that come out of their mouth before it happens.
I think
like if I tell a female I am going to come over and beat your ass, I'm going to go over and I'm going to beat your ass.
I think the strongest argument against like the government and like implementing some form of like free speech or like preventing it is to say, oh hey, look, what happens when Republicans get to control like free speech where the line is drawn, right? Like that, I think that's a pretty good argument. And the thing is, our two-party system doesn't really like these like neo-Nazi ideologies in the same way that like parliamentary systems in Europe do. So I think so. I mean, I can keep a side of the coin here, but I just don't like these ideologies because they lead to violence and they're no bueno, right? Like, yeah.
Here's a serious topic. What's your guys? So I don't know, you know the new TikTok sound that's F-Ice? I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what's your
ICE is necessary.
It's unnecessary, yeah. What's your opinion on ICE as a
I personally think the best way to go about it is to reform the system, I guess, just make it. I think every single department needs to be reformed, and ICE has done some bad things in the past. For example, family separation. So we need to just reform to make sure that they can't do that again. And as long as they stick to the main idea.
But again, Christian, we a lot of the, and I can't say a lot, but a good amount of the families coming across the border illegally, they act as families. So like, how are we supposed to separate those?
Like sex trafficking.
I don't know much about immigration in that regards. Like,
Yeah,
I think my grandma posted an article about it and I read it, and I think I found some discrepancies within it, and I'm not sure if I believe you fully, Ben, but I have to look into it.
Like sex trafficking, they want to make sure that before they send them back with their actual parents.
There is like in jail, we keep the adults away from the kids. There's juvie, and then there's gen pop.
Okay, but it's a different situation.
It's the same concept, though.
It is the same concept. You don't want you don't.
You're gonna get separated from your children, and if you commit a crime,
as I said before, I don't support abolishing ICE. I mean, to a certain extent. I definitely feel like a lot of the system is a little messy, but I feel like the best way to figure it out is make their only purpose to do what they're supposed to do. Take dangerous, undocumented people out of the country.
No, not dangerous. It's all illegals.
Because it says in this country. Illegal. It says in the name, illegal. It doesn't say illegal immigration. It says illegal.
But so undocumented people contribute to our economy positively.
In the United States to be removed.
It literally says it in the actual.
Then we should create a pathway to citizenship.
And
then
that's 1 million people every year.
No, if you are illegal, you do not belong here.
Separated from your parents and your kids. If Dad went out and committed treason, he would be put behind bars, separated from me.
Exactly.
I have 51 Chrome tabs open. What the heck?
I mean, Lucas, there's also the problem of sexual harassment, man. You don't put adults with kids in detention centers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know a lot about ICE. I don't know a lot about immigration. It's definitely on my.
I'm gonna go make some nachos. I'll be right back.
I just feel like there's definitely. I mean, it's just unreasonable to deport undocumented people. And it's also unreasonable to abolish ICE. This is another situation where we need to compromise and figure out what.
Why is it unreasonable to deport all of them?
It's expensive, and we don't. It's all situational.
Hey, I'm sorry you crossed my borders illegally, and you really don't belong here. But we're gonna let you stay.
Hey, social programs are also expensive. We still do them.
They said that their parents worked really hard. They're called ADME. I think they have a good aspect on this.
Okay, I mean, I just said before, I'm not really educated on this. I'm just saying, I think we need to come to a compromise instead of believing in what we believe and never give that up.
But yeah, that's the compromise, because if we wanted to, we could close all borders, but then we're not going to open all borders. So the compromise is you can come here legally, and we're okay with you coming here legally.
Would you agree with making the system not easier, but like more accessible to apply?
I feel like it's pretty accessible. We have a large amount of legal immigrants coming every year.
It costs a lot. There should be like some sort of reform for like people from lower income families, like people from Mexico who actually need to be here, because like a lot of the immigration we get is from like other richer people, right? I think we should cap the amount from like each area.
But again, Lucas, if it was as inaccessible as you like make it seem, then we wouldn't have so many immigrants coming in legally every year. Because we do have a lot,
but I mean, people of lower class and like Mexicans.
We should be prioritizing who needs to be here, like the asylum seekers.
People can lie about it, though.
Okay,
violence over people who just want to live in America.
Look, my mom and grandma both got political asylum.
But you know, we do have a very nice asylum system. The problem is that people are lying, right? And they're seeking asylum for untrue reasons.
So I think what we need to do is reform our current immigration system and figure out what's best for us and what's best for the immigrants.
Or just stop illegals from coming in and take all illegals out.
But you have to be. I know this is anecdotal, but again, my uncle literally walked here on foot from Ecuador. Like he walked and he carried a woman the entire way, and he came here. He was technically illegal, but he had like 4 jobs, maybe even 5 at one point. He worked full time. He had a daughter. He kept trying to be here officially legally, and it took him 6 years and thousands of dollars.
Okay, great. He's legal now. And the term illegal immigrant, you're breaking the law every day that you're here.
Okay, but I'm telling you that you cannot just act like you're acting like it's like a disease. It's just like these people.
No, we're not acting like it's a disease, but it's breaking the law. It's
They
illegal.
want the same thing that you do. They want to be successful in America, and it's really hard to come here legally. So what I believe in is not making it easier, but make it more accessible to the people who we should be prioritizing. People who are lower class, people who are fleeing violence.
Wait, hold on, Ben.
What about our lower class?
I'm looking at the claim about like fraudulent families, and it seems like there has been an uptick, but it's not as like large as people think. Like it's apparently like they've only had like 450 instances of what they call fraudulent family units, and it's not that much when you think about how many people cross the border.
Well, then that's also like the ones we've discovered, but there could be more like undiscovered.
Maybe.
You know what I'm trying to say? But I didn't say I don't want to say the majority, but I said a good amount. That's why I just stuck to a good amount.
That just shows that our current ICE system isn't working. If we can't.
I mean, I don't really see a problem with it because we do have a great amount of legal immigrants coming in.
You just said identify every single fake family. And I think
because it's easy to that's why I think we need stronger borders.
I think that what we need to do is prioritize who needs to be here. And I think everyone.
How is there a way to prioritize who needs to be here?
You know what's a hot take right here? You know what's a good take?
I feel like Lucas,
Lucas,
what I feel like your problem is that you see coming into America and having the American privilege. It's a privilege. You see it as a right. When it's a privilege to be here. You know, because you're saying the lower class and the people who need to be here, when it's a right to be here because America is one of the most countries in terms. America, you can go from the ground up, and that's not something you find many places in the world.
Wait,
exactly, the American dream, privilege. It's not a right.
Why do you think people from Latin America are coming here? Is there any potential way that we could possibly improve the conditions within Latin America to make sure that people?
I'm sorry. Wait. Christian, re-educate me this. What is considered Latin America?
So like Latin America, anything south of the United States, I guess, right?
So even South America? Or do you
Latin
mean
America is a part of. I think Latin America includes the Caribbean too. I'm not sure.
Latin America is anyone that is based off, I believe, like
Aubrey, can you unmute the girl that says add me?
Because Christian,
since she has something that she wants to say about
Christian, as a Cuban, when I think of Latin American, I only think of the word Latino, which is like the Hispanics that come from the Caribbean islands, really. So that's where I get confused.
Yeah, but like Latin America is like
Mexico
the entire region, right? Like
Okay.
I just want to say that like the whole thing, like my parents had to work so hard to get here. Like they're from Nepal. Like it took them so long to become legal. Like it literally took them years. So like when people say that kids are getting put in cages, like the parents need to know not to bring their fucking kids here. Like, I think legal immigrants are fucking legal. Like, become legal and then come. Like, I don't understand. Like, go through the process everyone else had to come through. Like, it add up to me. Like, people, like, my parents have to work so hard every day to, like, they literally came from almost nothing. And, like, now they can, like, live in this nice-ass neighborhood and, like, afford, like, all of our club sports and shit. Like, but they had to work for that shit. Everyone should be able to do that. Like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't, like, people are getting free shit coming here illegal. Like, work for
Amen.
it. Like, I don't get it. Like, everyone has to go through
They,
things.
they
you
do
know?
work for it, right? Like a lot of
but-
illegal
but-
immigrants, they work in the field. They
And
subsidize lower products.
Christian, the whole thing is here is I feel like I'm just gonna call you Admin because I don't know your name. I feel like
I'm
it's
Rihanna. My name's
Rihanna. Rihanna, I feel like it's a spit in your parents' face to come here illegally, and it's so much easier to just come here illegally when your parents had to work for years to get here. You know what I mean?
As the son of an immigrant,
It's
yeah, I don't see it
almost
as a spit in the face. Like I don't.
it's
see it as
like
a spit
saying, haha, fuck you, you have to work so
I
hard.
see it
I
as
get
a
to
spit in
walk
the
in here
face.
easily. I get to just walk into your country easily when you had to work years to get here and spend thousands of dollars. But
And
I
it
just get to walk in
sucks.
like it's nothing.
So fucked up. I don't get
Like,
it.
that's like
Indian conservative. He's gonna.
That's like a big fuck you.
Rihanna,
Like-
I have a question.
Okay, but we have to like admit some of these illegal immigrants actually contribute to society, right? Like if we know they're paying all their taxes, we know like.
I mean, dude, they still came here legally. That's still a
Oh, like,
crime.
I understand
we
where
all
you're
have to
coming
work
from. Like
for it.
I don't. I
Half
think
of
we
them
should
are getting
shut
all this
down.
shit for free.
No, I understand where you guys are coming from. Like I don't think we should let any more in. I'm saying like deporting all of them when they have like a positive gain on our economy, right? I mean, I think that's a little bit unreasonable.
Yeah, 6%
You can't even
of our
deport
work.
all of them. You're going to be able to stop illegal immigration.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why he's
by
that's what
doing
he's
that-
trying to do.
Possible.
No, by not deporting them, then you're saying, oh, hey, if you come here illegally, like, we'll accept you.
Exactly.
I'm
like
not-
Well, okay, like most
saying-
immigration doesn't like that. Like it's, I think the professional term is a cyclical flow of immigration, where like some immigrants come in to do some work and they send some of that money to like their families in Latin America, and then they go back and they kind of go in and back, right, in and out. That's kind of what I've heard it as referred to.
I think they need to go through the process everyone had to work for.
So, but I feel
I
like
agree with you. I'm saying like I think it's unreasonable to deport every single illegal immigrant if they're having a positive
Because it
gain
costs money.
gain on our economy.
But
Like there
but
should be a
then,
road to
then,
amnesty where if
Brent-
they're paying taxes, they get to be legal, right? Like they can do it from inside the country. I'm not saying they should stay here illegally.
Do you understand how hard that is though to go case by case on every single
No,
illegal
like I
immigrant and
understand,
find out
right? But, like the
when
ones you
when
do
it's
know.
easier, when a big amount of the illegal immigrants are not helping this country at all and are
I know,
probably
I
Yeah,
harming
agree
this
it's
with
not
country.
easy. Like it's not easy. It takes years to even become a citizen.
Right.
And then
But we also
working-
don't know where every single illegal immigrant is, right?
It sounds like
we're
there's a
not gonna be able to
problem.
deport all of them. Like that's that
That's why they
ideology.
need to make
like.
they need to make that law they need to present that law a little bit more, in my
It-
opinion.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a problem with the legal immigration system, but I don't necessarily why we would put down other people who come from like
The
other certain
immigration
areas. No,
law.
I do think we should increase
I think
like
we
legal
should,
immigration.
it should be harder, in my opinion.
I don't think it
I
should
think
be.
they need to make it harder.
People in Mexico or
Okay,
what?
so
Like,
I'm gonna,
you-
hey, I'm gonna unmute what it do fly crew.
Wait, did you unmute? I keep forgetting his
Yeah,
name.
yeah, she
Indian
found
conservative. Okay.
Thank
A
you.
news. That's a news.
So everyone shut up. You're unmuted. What it do fly crew?
Yeah.
Fly crew. Wait till June, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to say.
How old are you?
14.
Oh no,
Oh,
Aubrey,
no.
not it.
Not
Okay, good.
again.
She's not in his age range. We're good, boys. Aubrey
I
thinks
don't
Zoom
think
is
I'm in his
Tinder. I'm
age range
sorry.
either.
No, I'm kidding.
I actually
Aubrey,
have a
deny.
topic I don't think is really talked about at all. Do you guys believe that Puerto Rico should be a state?
I have no idea.
Can I say that again? Do you guys believe that Puerto Rico should be a state? No.
How about
No.
I personally don't. I just believe that they should be able to participate in elections.
No, the thing is, the people in Puerto Rico don't even give a fuck.
Puerto Ricans they can't participate in elections.
I'm-
If we're gonna give them the option, I mean, it should be.
I'm half Puerto Rican, and my family they directly told me they don't want to be a state. They
Yeah, I know. I said on
like,
behalf of Puerto Rican friends, they want nothing to do with the United
Jordan joined.
the only
No way.
the only
Jordan.
that they want is able to vote in the federal election, the presidential election, because they are technically American citizens.
I mean, sure, we can give them one elector if it would really make them feel better.
Well,
I'll compromise for that.
Population, just
we'll compromise for that. Sure, just have one elector, man.
well, they should get it should be based on how many people are there, just like it is in America.
I feel like they have enough rights, considering that unlike any other Hispanic country, when you're born as a Puerto Rican, you instantly have your American passport.
Yeah,
Like, that's
no,
pretty
they
big,
are
right, man?
They're American citizens, but I'm just saying, like, they've told me that they just want to vote in, like, because I mean,
can vote
and some states.
I think they may have like their own like governor or something.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
If they have a representative that like votes to Congress, but they don't get to like vote or anything. They have no power.
Honestly, I think to them, I don't really know what it would do us like economically or stuff like that. But without any,
No way, that's the real Nick Fuentes.
I think it should be up to them. I mean, I don't really. But yet again, I haven't looked into it. So.
Wait, Ben, Nick Fuentes is here, you said?
It's someone with the name Nick Fuentes. Probably not the real him.
Try unmuting him and see if he's here.
No, I'm looking at his camera. It's not the real Nick Fuentes. Jordan is here though. The real Jordan
what about
is here.
all the other Latin American
you can just
countries?
never mind.
Who said
Yo,
that?
Aubrey, you should unmute Jordan because he's a pretty cool guy.
The other Native American.
His name is Twitter.
Jordan V videos.
At Jordan V videos.
Who said something?
You changed your Twitter, Jordan? Why?
Yep, I did.
It's not that bad. I just kind of like the J-O vote.
Well, it's not because I disliked my my old at. I liked my old at. It was very convenient to my high school days, but I'm doing a lot of YouTube now. I'm doing a lot of video creation, so I think my current at is more conducive to.
What's up, bro?
Jordan, if you haven't.
Wait, someone said something about what about the other Latin American countries? Who was that?
Huh?
I don't know. Someone was like,
Wait,
what about the other Latin American countries?
Join the U.S.? No.
Well, the difference is Puerto Rico.
Well, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. What about them? Like, what about like not?
Puerto Rico is America.
Yeah, Puerto Rico's a territory.
They still shouldn't become a state, bro. Like,
well, they don't want to become a state. There's been 6 movements and people have voted. It's not a popular idea. I just believe that they should be able to vote in like presidential elections. I mean,
you have to be a state to do that.
But I mean,
Excuse me.
The laws directly affect them, and they primaries, but they don't get to vote in the election. And I think that they should be able to, because they're just
because again, remember the majority of them.
I don't know what are we debating here. I heard Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico becoming a state.
My only fear is
I think they're right leaning.
I know.
Yeah, because remember how much Trump. Remember how much Trump did for them after the hurricane? Like
he threw paper towels.
Paper towels.
Yeah, I mean
that was really.
Well, I mean, the fact that he flew there
did
after a devastating hurricane to help them, like,
well, that's
what did Hillary Clinton do during that election?
That's a participate. I mean, that's a kind of just a like
all Americans $1,200, and I doubt that will have any reflection.
Asking me to be unmuted. This girl named Marina, she's asking me to be unmuted. I don't know. She told me to ask you guys. She says, "Can I be unmuted?" She's raising her hand. She has like red walls in her back. If you guys want to.
Hey, I don't have the ability to unmute anyone, bro. I'm sorry.
She's unmuted.
Dude, there's a girl that's actually just eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, no, that's a background. That's
I want Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There's a girl actually eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
What's up, dog? Hey, the person who has unmute me, bro, is their thing. Is Jordan unmute me? I don't have that ability. It's not my call. There's a black dude who's asking to be unmuted. I don't have that
He was
ability.
in a debate last week. He was really good.
Hey, girl that I just unmuted with red walls. You're
Can we? Well, I mean, that's up to y'all.
Hi.
Jordan, I followed your
I
Twitter.
heard someone say how like Trump did a lot for Puerto Rico, so he actually didn't do that much. So after the hurricane, he didn't really do like anything, and they are still suffering. So like I feel like it's not fair to say
My
that.
family.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry he couldn't fix all the problems after category 5.
You hear the story about the government
sorry, he
toilet
didn't
paper?
fix their debt problem.
I have
wasn't the federal government Puerto Rico disaster? Wasn't it like really slow?
I just think Trump in general did a lot already.
I have a first-hand source. Basically, a lot of people have like a summer home in Puerto Rico. Like my family personally, they have like a mountain. Like it's not like what it sounds like, but they like have houses.
Damn, I wish I had that.
They all have
a full ass mountain. God damn.
Lucas, you need to get me a house in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
They all own like
Nantucket summer houses.
I have family that live
there
in
during like they only live there during they only live there during like the summer. It's like their summer house. Because it's like doesn't have any walls or anything. It's all open. It's really cool. But they have city homes, which are just regular homes. And a lot of them had to move to their summer homes because it was just destruction. That's just an example of that Trump really didn't do as much as it seems like for
Puerto Rico was also caught hiding water though. Like they were caught hiding water from its people that President Trump had sent there.
Their governor,
that was the governor. That wasn't them.
I understand that. I understand that, but President Trump tried to get the water there, and the governor hid it.
I mean, yeah, and it's like
that was because of the governor. That didn't have to do it. Like,
but I feel like Marina, I feel like you're almost trying to blame Puerto Rico's
but you're saying that President Trump. You're saying that President Trump didn't do anything for Puerto Rico. Well, you're saying that President Trump didn't do anything for Puerto Rico, and they were caught hiding that he sent to them.
Still, no, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of them still don't have power.
No, that's
true. Yeah, that's because their governor fucked them over. Their governor fucked them over in like royally.
Overrules.
I thought they also didn't get the level of funding or aid that they needed.
Guys, I think we're losing the point here. I think the point.
No, we're not. You said that President Trump has not helped out Puerto Rico, and he has.
Yeah. So
how has he?
He gave them water, and they were hiding it.
Would you rather have him do nothing? Like, I'm sorry. Like, at least he flew over there with his jet full of materials.
I don't think
and you're not even giving him the due credit that he deserves for that.
I never thought he do anything.
He really didn't do that much though, because.
Okay, you know what? Yes. Why don't you go over there in your private jet, fill it up with materials, and give it to them?
I do go over there. My family lives.
Cheers, helping them every day. And
when I can make an unimpeded 30-second point, just tell me.
Go, Jordan, go.
Hold on. Right. No, it's not gonna be 30 seconds.
Yeah, Jordan, come on, man. We'll give you 45. We'll give you.
No. I just all I need. Trying to make here is this concept is you guys are getting lost in the minutia. You guys are getting lost in like the logistics of like, oh, did he visit and how much did he give? The big question you need to be asking is, even if he gave Puerto Rico the world, would his benevolency be reciprocated or not? No. And
can I just say, if Fatty was here, he'd shit himself with these words.
Yeah, I know, right? Here's the point, and here's a good example. Trump gave $1,200 to every American, right? I don't know if you guys saw, but I was on Twitter. I was on Black Twitter of Twitter. That it's like Black Twitter. It's like it goes into Black issues, and it's very interesting. And all of Black Twitter was very happy the day they got the $1,200. They were like, "Yo, my nigga Trump, I'm about to vote Trump." Oh yeah, and it's like we will see how that support carries over.
Okay,
we will see how that support carries over, and it probably won't, because the thing with and again, I'm a minority, so I can say this. The thing with minority communities is it's very much a "what have you done for me lately" mindset. It's very much a
Black privilege. I'm kidding.
There is privilege. That's the funny thing. That is
ironically,
you're right.
Jordan and I have been over this.
There is a Black privilege.
I just want to say,
and it goes, Jordan. To be honest with you, man. Okay, sure. You go, Lucas.
Well, that money was our taxes, basically. Our tax returns, I believe, for the 2021 tax season. So it'll be taken out of our tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to other countries, it's really not that much. It's a one-time payment of $1,200. Canada's giving...
Which the Democrats tried to block.
Okay, I know, but again, you're
getting lost. The Democrats. Can I just speak?
For example, can I give you one example? First of all, the first bill for a temporary basic income was made by a Democrat named Tulsi Gabbard. She wanted to give $1,000.
I like Tulsi. I'm a big fan of Tulsi.
I love Tulsi too, and I think if she was the Democratic nomination, she is actually technically, if you look at the logistics, you could argue she's more progressive than Bernie Sanders.
No, because of no, she's not, because actually no, you're kind of, Lucas, you have a good point there.
I love Tulsi.
I like Tulsi too.
Definitely my number.
She's just a bad candidate. She's not very well spoken. She's not very
If Tulsi wins, I'll vote
photogenic or-
present in the next election.
But Jordan.
Don't make that joke. She explained why she voted present.
Her explanation was.
Okay. But Jordan.
I completely can agree. She voted present because she knew that Trump did some bad things, and I think everyone can agree.
We're going way off topic, man.
Exactly. See,
I have a question.
Also,
no, wait. I just wanted to bounce something off of Jordan. So Jordan, your whole thing is, I actually don't think full equality would. Like, women have their privileges over men have their privileges over women, certain races have their privileges over each other in society, and that I don't think full equality would ever work because I feel like nothing would get done. You know what I mean?
I don't even think equality as a concept really exists. Like how two trees are equal or two lions are equal. Like people aren't equal. People do different things. People have different decision makings, and if you have freedom,
People
you will
aren't
never have
equal,
equality.
but they ought to be treated equally.
They have
right?
equal rights under law.
Yeah.
And I think
All right, I'm gonna go, guys.
But
yeah, we're talking about
equality,
societally.
but equality as a concept doesn't really exist because if you ever
Equal opportunity.
I think that
yes,
more or less I agree. But hold on.
But again,
okay,
like
now we're getting into like my wheelhouse here. I like this.
Jordan, may I ask you something?
Yeah.
This is when the 45
Lucas, how are you going to talk about cutting off, but then just cut me off every time I speak? Like,
I didn't hear you say anything.
How about we do this my way?
Great idea, Aubrey.
Please. I just want to.
So, if we're all going to talk over each other. Ha ha ha, I win. I'm the dictator. Should I unmute anyone? Someone, I'm kidding. Okay. This is kind of funny. Okay, so I'm gonna let Marina talk. There you go, girl.
Okay, I think that we're forgetting what privilege is. So, for example, white privilege. I know many of you guys disagree that white privilege is a thing.
I'm white.
I am also white, yes.
Really?
So, congratulations.
Congrats to you.
Anyways, so I think a lot of you guys disagree that white privilege is a thing, but I think we need to remember that what white privilege is, all it means in the simplest terms is that our race isn't going to make our lives harder. So, for example, we have to agree that we live in a country that has been racist, right? We can all agree. Please, like that, we know that.
We just are going to be racist, but our country as a whole is not kicking Black people out. You can't call a country racist when there's individuals that are racist, not a whole country.
Okay, I understand your point. So white privilege is just that our race isn't going to make anything harder for us, and so it has been proven statistically that people of color or minorities have lower job opportunities and are affected because of their race, and white people aren't going to have those same experiences.
Well, I mean, the statistics show that if me and, for example, Jordan were to go walk into Winn-Dixie and we both applied and we both had qualifications, Jordan would get the job because of his skin color.
Wait, who's Jordan? Sorry, I don't.
The Black one. If me and an African American walked into Winn-Dixie and we both had the same qualifications, he would get hired over me because of my skin color. And the statistics also show that people that apply to colleges, if it was me versus a African American, the college is going to accept the African American. Can we agree that that is Black privilege?
No.
Why? Why? That's a privilege. Getting accepted to college and getting accepted to a job is privilege. Like, that's the definition of privilege. Getting more points on your SAT score because of your skin color is privilege. So, I mean, sure, whites have a privilege because we have, our population dominates the African American population, but that has a lot to do with statistics. Mm-hmm. But it's also shown statistically that an African American is going to get hired and accepted to college over me because of my skin color, because I'm white.
So I think we should remember that where is this privilege stemming from? So this privilege is stemming from things like the drug war, where Black people it was proven that Black people were being like basically forced into jail because of where they lived, because there were drugs being put in their communities and in their towns, and because what?
I mean, I can tell you there's not drugs being placed in towns. There's
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about a while ago.
places, and it's called the hood. If you walk into the hood, what skin color are you going to see primarily? You're going to see African Americans. It has a lot to do with culture and not your skin color. Where these African Americans are being raised in places like the hood, they're primarily African American, and lots of people in the hood, I mean, you know, the statistics show, like, if you're grown up and, I don't know, give me a name of a hood, like, you know, South Tampa, where I'm from. If you grow up there, the chances you're going to deal drugs, you're going to go to jail, like, these chances are so higher, because it has to do with where they're raised. Their culture has nothing to do with their skin color. Like, if you go to these places, it's equal opportunity. Everyone has equal opportunity. It has nothing to do with your skin color. No one's gonna come up to you and be like, you know, like, oh, I think you deal drugs because you're black.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I think
more black people shoot black people than white people shoot white people.
I have no words to say, but I just have to say that I think we cannot just disregard the racism that we see every day. And I think that disregarding it is just like, it's.
But I mean, I wake up in the morning and I go to bed, and during that time that I'm awake, I probably see on my TikTok For You page, oh, this is some white people shit. I mean, I don't see people going, oh, this is some black people shit. Because I mean, if I were to do that, I'd get canceled.
No, so here's the difference. So Black people and minorities and people of color are dealing with institutional racism, which is racism. I don't know why everyone is like freaking out right
Just go. They're fine.
Oh, institutional racism is a real thing, and it is seen in jobs. And
what's your definition of institutionalized racism?
I'll pull it up. Sorry, 1 second. It's funny. I was just talking about this with my friends the other day. Okay, so institutional racism. Oh my God, my phone is very slow. Also known as systemic racism, a form of racism expressed in the practice of social and political institutions. It is reflected in disparities regarding wealth, income, criminal justice, employment, housing, healthcare, political power, and education, among other factors. So,
okay, so you know, like the college statistic I just told you, like, you know, if I were to apply to a
institution that is racist. So that's not the definition. It's
institutional.
Yeah, but that's not what they mean by that. It's
okay. So institutional doesn't mean institutional.
No, I just read the definition. I'm sorry. I think there's confusion.
It has a lot to do with the word institutional.
What? Sorry, my audio is cutting out.
Institutional is in the word, and I assume it has a lot to do with the. You know,
I know, but it's not like an institution. It just means like.
So it's not. So it's just racism, because you know racism is racism.
Yeah, but I'm just naming the different
white
examples.
person, a black person, a Mexican person, a purple person. I don't think there's definitions of racism. Racism is racism.
Okay.
I mean, I think we can agree that, I mean, if you wake up in the morning and you go on your TikTok For You page, you're not going to see someone going, oh, this is some black people shit. You're going to see someone go, oh, this is some white people shit.
That's not racism.
What? Okay, literally saying this is a definition of racism. So when you pick someone out because of their skin color, that's racism. When I go on my For You page and I see someone say, why is my phone going off? When I go on my For You page and I see someone say, this is some white people shit, that is making me out because of color, which is a definition of racism. And you see that, you cannot tell me you do not see that 10 times more.
So I see what you mean, but I think we have to remember that as a white person, I sit in a place of privilege because I'm white and I'm never going to be affected because of my race.
Okay, so we're both women. Like we pressed past too. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean like we're not privileged. Like,
so privilege is just like you're not going to be affected due to one, like your race, your gender, your sexuality.
I am affected to my race. If I applied to a college next to an African American who had the same GPA as me, the same.
But the difference is that the reason for, I think you're referring to affirmative action, right?
I'm very aware of what affirmative action is.
No, I know, I'm just making sure. So I think you're referring to that, but I think you have to remember that, like, that's there for a reason, and we need to remember that reason instead of just.
Action is racist.
Towards who?
Towards African Americans and white people, you know.
But
when you're targeting someone, giving them extra help because of their race, that's literally racism. When you are picking someone out because of their skin color, that's literally racism. Doesn't matter what your skin color is, doesn't matter what your past is, it's racism.
No,
people are more racist against white people on the daily than they are against African Americans.
I disagree with that, but I can see why I disagree with that.
Okay, so Jordan, my friend Jordan here, my black friend Jordan here was like, oh, this is some white people shit.
I feel like this is tokenizing, but
if I looked at my friend Tim who's dying over here and said, oh, Tim, that's some black people shit, I would get canceled. Someone's probably going to clip that and post it on TikTok and cancel me. We're probably going to see that tomorrow.
Okay.
But if an African American was, going to say, oh, that's some white people shit, like they do that on the daily. Like, kids at my school, they say, oh, I don't hang with you because you're white. You a white folk. If I were to say, oh, I don't hang out with you because you a black folk, I'm going to get expelled.
But white people sit in a place of privilege because they never experienced.
I'm explaining to you why we don't sit in a place of privilege. I'm explaining to you why
privilege.
So by the definition of racism, I'm explaining to you why, as a white person, I am faced with more racism on the daily. I could care less. I could care less tell me to go in the kitchen and make you a fucking sandwich. Like, that doesn't bother me. I'm not a sensitive person. But like,
white people, so I think we could both agree white people could experience stereotypes based on their race.
Them on the daily than an African American.
But maybe if you live in the suburbs or in a primarily white town.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Because then you're going to be seeing more white people and you're going to be seeing less diversity. If you're exposed
if you go to the hood, which is primarily African Americans, I can tell you as a white person, if I walk into the hood, they're going to be like, who the fuck is she? Who is that white bitch? Like walking in here. That's racism. That's racism.
That's a stereotype.
If an African American walked into an old white boy Catholic school, no one's going to say anything. Like all these points, I'm not trying to like come off so like, oh, I'm white, like I'm powerful. Like, no, I mean, the fact of the matter is that white people face more discrimination. They face more racism on the daily than African American. And that's because of how our society has deemed racism. Racism is big and bad, and it can only be like put out towards African Americans, which is what
the past.
But a lot of people, it's past is in the past. I mean,
you can't say the past is in the past about slavery.
Is the past not in the past?
It is in the past, but not slavery was a huge thing, and we can't just disregard that.
And I think people that own slaves should be castrated. That doesn't, people that own slaves, like that has nothing to do with our modern day. That has nothing to do with our modern day racism. Like, sure,
but it does, because it has created a hierarchy of power.
No, it has not. Are you aware that the first people to own slaves were African Americans owning African Americans, right?
In Haiti?
Yeah, I mean that's literally the first cases of slavery. I mean, we can go back to like the Egyptian times if you want to. White people were not the first slaves. I mean, if you really, really, really want to get technical,
it doesn't matter. But didn't you just say
black people?
It doesn't matter who was the first slaves. If white people were slaves ever, what matters is that it happened.
White people were slaves. African American, high power, rich men could buy white slaves during this whole time. I mean, it's in history books. I mean, I don't know what history you're taking, but I'm U.S. history. It's in my history book. If you had, it's sure. It had
history books.
It had everything to do with your skin color. But if you had that power, if you had that money during these times, it doesn't matter if you were a high, powerful African American, you could buy yourself a white slave. I mean, there were white slaves.
But what was the percentage of white slaves, blacks? What was it? Like,
I mean, of course,
it matter,
lower,
because
the matter is that there were white people.
That there was an entire race oppressed based on their skin color, and I feel like saying that the past is in the past, it doesn't matter, because that still happened, and we as white people shouldn't just be silencing this. And just because one black person says, oh, I don't agree with that, doesn't mean that they can speak for the entire black community, just like I can't speak for the entire white community.
Right. Why are you speaking for the black community right now if you're not black? Like, that's the same logic.
I'm not.
Well, you're just saying that they're so oppressed. Like, you're not black. Why are you speaking for them?
Because I am educated and I read books and I watch shows and documentaries.
And, I mean, you can't speak on them because you're not black.
I can't speak on them. No, you're correct.
Okay,
but
so
I
stop
can use my privilege to speak about what is occurring. I can't speak over them. But I can.
About what is occurring. I mean, I just told you the facts. White people.
I mean, what are your sources?
I will literally send you a list of sources. Like it's not that hard to find. I mean, you can probably go ask your high school teacher, like if the African American kid's going to get a plus 20 on his ACT, because they do. Minorities get a higher score on their SAT.
My Lex teacher is all for affirmative action. He had an entire lesson.
My bad. You can go ask your what's that thing called, a superintendent? Like, I mean, they can tell you the SAT.
I'm pretty sure is liberal.
It doesn't matter if you're liberal or not. It's a fact. It's a fact that African Americans and minorities get higher scores on their ACT and SAT added on. You know, when you're like taking your test and you fill in that bubble, it's like white, African American, like Asian, like nothing. Like they fill those bubbles in and they add scores onto your thing. Like as a white person, like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say my ACT score, but as a white person, I could have gotten this, and an African American could have gotten the same score, but they would have boosted it up. They get a certain number of points added onto their ACT and SAT score just because of their skin color. Can we agree that that's racism?
Okay, but what happens when they go out and they're trying to find a job and they can't even get one because they have a racist boss?
I just told you.
It doesn't.
I walked into Winn-Dixie next to an African American, they would get hired. It's people's fear of being racist. Quote, racist. I walked into Winn-Dixie with an African American that was qualified for, like, they would get hired. What?
People should
hire African Americans over me.
Why wouldn't someone want to be afraid of?
So you are being very, very racist right now, ma'am.
Can you please explain to me how?
You want to know what racism is? It's picking someone out because of their skin color. If you pick me out because I'm white, that's racism. You saying that they should hire an African American over me because I am white.
I didn't say that.
That's literally being racist.
I never said that.
You are a racist.
But
oh my God, I'm talking to a racist.
But I mean, using that as your only argument?
It's not my only argument. It's called the definition of racism. I encourage you to read it.
I mean, you literally said the past in the past about slavery.
Yeah, sure, the past is in the past.
But that's not something we can just say is in the past. I mean.
Okay, I mean, it is in the past. Is it not in the past? I don't think it's in the present time. I mean, we're not, slaves aren't picking cotton on plantations in the United States right now.
It doesn't matter if they were. I mean, it doesn't matter if they aren't now. It matters if they were.
I can't say that the past is in the past, but the past is in the past. I mean, it happened past tense. It didn't happen present tense. It's not happening now.
Because it didn't. Maybe because it didn't affect you and your family, doesn't mean that you.
I mean, you don't know that because my aunts and uncles are all African American.
And you're talking about them like this?
I'm not talking about anyone like this. I'm saying that the past is the past. I mean, I can literally get them on this Zoom call right now and they'd agree with everything I'm saying. It's called education and knowing the definition of racism.
I do know that.
I'm recording this whole thing. I mean, I can clip it and post it on TikTok. You saying that they should hire an African American over me because I'm white.
I didn't say that.
You did. You said good. I said me walking into Winn-Dixie. I mean, I could say okay, let's change it up. Me walking into Publix next to an African American. You said they should hire the African American over me because I'm white.
I didn't say that though.
You did. Did she not? Like, am I on crack?
Okay. Here's the thing. If I did say that, I didn't mean to say that, and if I did, I apologize.
I forgive you.
You need to remember that I obviously did not mean to say that. If it didn't, it clearly was out. It was the miscommunication. So if I did say it, then I would be in the wrong. But I don't remember saying that.
Okay. I'll clip it.
Can you please not? I didn't know that I had to be in a TikTok.
Oh no, it's fine. I won't make a TikTok. I won't. I promise.
Okay.
if you don't want to be on the TikTok.
If I'm honest, do I have to be on the TikTok?
No, I won't put you on the TikTok.
Okay.
I promise. You will not be on the Republican iPass. I will not clip anything.
I didn't even know what this was. I just got on here.
Okay. I won't. I'll delete the video if you want. I mean that's fine. I've roasted tons of other people in my time. So can we both agree that Black people are racist against white people?
I can see your points, but I cannot personally.
Can we agree that? I mean, so you think that Black people are not racist against white people? Like, just say it. It's not a bad thing.
I cannot personally agree with you in the same way that you can't agree with me.
I see how you don't agree with me, dude.
I know, no, like I know what you mean when you say that, because like I can't understand how you can't agree with me. So it's kind of just like the same thing, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I mean, I don't agree with you because I don't, I'm telling you these things. A Black person is more likely to be racist towards a white person than a white person is more likely to be racist towards a Black person. Is that not true?
I do not agree with you, but I can see your...
Right, they're racist. They're racism. I don't care. White people don't cancel people when they're racist towards us because we don't care. Like, I could care less. Like, tell me my skin color is white. Like, I don't really care. There's lots of people violently beating their hands in the air right now.
What is this?
Hi. Is that your brother?
He's telling me about...
No, who are all the other, 50 people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling her about how African Americans are racist towards white people.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun. Having a grand old time here.
Can you unmute
Right,
Lucas?
who are all these people, though?
They're my fans.
Did they graduate middle school yet?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
Can you unmute Lucas?
I'm gonna unmute a few people. We can expand this conversation. Uh-oh, people are yelling at me.
Please, oh my God. I have so...
Okay, let's go.
Wait,
I have some facts for you, Marina.
First of all, your first point was that Black people will be hired over white people. A Harvard study found that if minorities white in their name, they're way more likely to be hired. Qualifications. Sorry, I have so much positive energy right now. Also, you said that most people in the ghetto or hood are Black or another type of...
They are. Walk into the hood. Who are
Let me finish.
Hispanic, you're going to say Hispanic?
That is because minorities were pushed into the ghetto. The ghetto is taken out of context by today, but
most Black people now are like middle class.
The definition of ghetto is a group of minority and living in a poor neighborhood. So, and when she began talking, she said that I think she meant that our country was built upon racism, because it was.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
In slavery and then the Jim Crow laws.
So why are all of your points based off the past?
I'm trying to...
Why are none of these relevant to today?
You claimed that Black people could be racist against white people, and your point was the stupid stereotypes that are like, white people can't dance, white people can't spice food. If I say that a white person can't spice food directly, that does not directly...
No.
Okay,
No,
Lucas, I have a question. Hold up, let me talk. Lucas,
Yeah.
okay, so let's say white people don't have flavor. If I say... I have a question. So if I say white people don't have any flavor, they can't cook, nothing like that, is that racist?
No, because you don't have
Okay,
power.
but if you say
have
we can
prejudice.
cook, we love watermelon, we like fried chicken, is that racist? If I like some fried chicken, some gravy, all that?
No, that's not racism. That's prejudice or discrimination. That is different than racism.
So the first thing I said is...
Oh, wait. Tim, let me take this one on Lucas. Lucas, the definition of is thinking your color is above others. Is thinking you are supreme. That is the definition of racism.
Not institutional or systematic racism.
No, we're talking about racism. Institutional racism isn't a thing. Name one institution that is racist.
I never said that it was, but I'm telling you by definition for institutional or systematic racism, which is the real stuff, just basic racism something you say. That does not directly hurt someone. Institutional or systematic racism is when you have prejudice or power.
And Aubrey, Anuj wants to talk well if he Anuj would like to talk as well if he wants to.
Also, so Jay-Z can't be racist? Can Jay-Z be racist?
We're gonna keep small groups for this, okay?
Okay, as well as
but Lucas, you really haven't let me talk, man.
Ben,
okay, finish.
One more thing to Aubrey about what she said. You said that talking about African American slaves in Haiti, that is not American history. That is not American history. We are talking about how America was built up.
And again, this goes back to my point of: did any black man today work on a plantation?
But that's not what the
coming to explain what she's saying, because you really do you have the right mindset, but you just gotta do a little more research and get these sources to back you up. I have one more study. No, I don't. Never. But okay, go ahead, Ben. There's just
I mean, no black man today worked on a plantation and was forced to work on a plantation. So I don't understand what you're saying. Like slavery is the cause of all of this, because sure, there is generational wealth amongst whites. Lucas, you keep interrupting me, man. Come on.
Go ahead.
There's generational wealth amongst whites that may have been caused from racism, because sure, they had 200 years of oppression where they couldn't really do much, right? And then they had segregation after. But ever since the 1960s, that's 80 years where any black man or black woman, actually, I think were women's rights around that time. I'm sorry, I don't really. I'm not very good at.
All women.
I'm not very good with that kind of history.
But relatively mid 70s was when everyone got like systematic equal rights.
Okay, so ever since then, any black woman, any black man has had the ability to work as hard as they can in life and to give the will and the firepower in life to get to any point in this country.
But you said that generational wealth in whites is not possible in black people because of racism in the past.
Okay, yeah. How are we gonna do that? We can't change the past, but are we gonna cry about the past?
I think it would be easier. You're not letting me finish. It would be easier to start a business if you had money given to you by your parents versus if you did not, correct?
Again, it goes back to the point of if you give enough hard work and willpower, because even the white man who has bad origins and poor origins can go up. I don't understand your point.
And I'm not arguing that white privilege or systematic racism exists, because I'm truly not educated enough on the topic to have a stance, but I'm just correcting us. Aubrey was taking some things that Marina was saying and taking them out of context. Like,
I mean, I don't see where Aubrey was wrong though, because Aubrey is 100% right. Aubrey wasn't just talking about the Aubrey. No,
studied by one of the most prestigious. What is the word?
Prestigious.
Yeah, prestigious colleges in the world.
Oh, is that the real Nick videos? There's no way. Nah, he uses a capital N when he signs into his
prestigious colleges in the world had a study that showed that if you whiten your name with the same qualifications, you're gonna be white in the name, like instead of
in the name. I got my black friend over here named.
Yeah, I'm doing white in as in stereotypical.
Not my legal name, but okay, I'll let you.
And by the way, if you really want to be honest, black are protected class. That's actually illegal, and you could sue them for that. But let's not get into that.
But that's the point. That just because something is illegal does not stop it. That goes back to.
Okay, exactly, and the black man can just sue the fuck out of the company.
Let me correct you on something, Lucas. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like Obama did something where you weren't allowed to check in the past or something. So like you're only able to generalize on like what's it called, the name, I guess, and like if they were black or something. That's the only thing. That's because Obama did something. Did he cut off for everybody?
No, we can hear you.
Wait, I couldn't. Wait, like you mean like a job application, like they can't look at the name?
No, they could look up the name. I was saying like they could they only had the name and like maybe the race to look up to see. They couldn't check your background or something. I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, Obama passed that law where they're not allowed to do background checks. Obama, I think you're right.
Well, that's stupid.
I just want to know how a name can be white.
What? Like I don't know. Like for example,
Tyrone.
Stereotypically, I'm not saying
Daquan.
I'm not saying a name can be white or black. I'm saying
Ethan.
I mean, one of my best friends is black, and his name's Chris.
Okay, well,
Like,
the study is in parentheses white in, like, I don't know, like a.
Okay, but then again, it goes back. Okay, and we do know and it gets unfair to companies because now we're not allowed to look into their background check, not know their criminal records.
And I don't agree with that at all.
And we do all know that the black man is more prone to commit crimes. The statistics show
and I
it.
think that's an issue that we need to take on, and we need to.
It's a culture issue that.
Like fathers out of the home.
Yeah, exactly.
All that education.
Education,
all that.
exactly. I think education.
Here, I'm gonna have to quick break from this. I'm gonna head out in like 10 minutes, so I can't speak because this is so cringe. I'm so sorry that you have to listen to this nonsense. I'll mute myself again.
About the issue. Power. You don't have power over someone, so you can be prejudiced or discriminative, but you cannot be racist towards someone unless.
I know you'll be racist though, because again, the idea of racism, the definition is you're just thinking your race is supreme.
Lucas, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's say Mike Bloomberg, he says he has like a black chauffeur. He calls him the N-word. That's racist, right?
Mike Bloomberg is
the billionaire
and a rapist.
I'm just saying this now.
Yeah,
okay, Howard Schultz.
Racist. The N-word is racist.
Okay, and then if Jay-Z says something, calls a white chauffeur white trash or C-word, blah blah blah, call him the K-word, Karen. Don't worry, I'm joking about that.
Okay.
Is that racist?
That's not racist because
has white trash had a
racist
history that dehumanizes
video.
The N-word has a past that
dehumanizes
okay,
people.
but still, it's they both.
Is that not dehumanizing?
They do not have equal.
First of all, listen, I'm not saying they're equal. Okay?
Lucas, let Lance talk. He hasn't talked all night, man.
Okay, I'm not saying they're equal.
Any race can be racist. Simple as that.
And I'm not arguing against that.
But they're both racist. They're not equal, but they're both racist.
Hey boys, we're gonna keep the drama out of this call though. I'm just here to like join in and talk. All right, I can explain the drama later in the night once I get more like calmed down and tired.
We were just glad to hear your voice.
Okay.
Soothing. I mean, Jake videos. I mean,
so you saying
wait, where
the N-word has a lot more value than calling.
I just said that. I just.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we know that.
Lucas
we know that.
make videos.
Yeah.
Wait, can you turn your camera?
Talk over each other, we can play the mute game. So we'll let Lucas get his point out. Go.
Okay. So I see, Lance, you said that you agree that the N-word has a lot more power over white trash. First of all, because Tim just said white trash and no one even said anything. But if I said the N-word, then everyone's going to be like, because it has a value over white trash because white trash is subjective and the N-word has
like white people called white trash.
The N-word has a past. The N-word before the origins of the N-word before before slaves were here was to call someone like stupid or dumb, and then it was proceeded to use to dehumanize people to make them seem like property. So it was easier.
We've already established this. That
yes.
Nobody said that saying white trash or cracker was on the same playing field with saying the word.
So that's my.
They're both racist. Can you agree with that?
I mean, I said before, that's not racism. That's prejudice. That's prejudice.
It's racism.
Racism has nothing to do with power. Racism has everything to do with basically
directed towards a person on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. That's racism. I literally just read that off.
That's the root. That's
right.
That's the definition. Are you going to argue with the definition?
Or antagonism. That's racist.
Whatever. We'll go with your definition. Yes, by that.
My definition. This is the definition.
By definition.
By your dictionary. I don't.
By definition. Yes, that can be considered. But I mean. I feel like we're kind of getting away from the point.
I'm sorry. You're just wrong here.
I never said that it was any less.
No, you said that racism, there has to be a power dynamic for it to be racist.
I didn't say that. I said
that. Say that earlier.
You did say that earlier.
Ethan, you're unmuted.
What's up, guys?
Okay, I'm going to explain what I just.
We're going to move on.
I might have stumbled upon my. I might have stumbled.
All right, I'm talking over each other.
Said something wrong, but what I meant to say was, yes, it can. Yes, I guess white trash is.
Okay, thank you. It is racist.
And I'm not the type of person that's just gonna like obviously you proved me wrong. Like thank you for correcting me. I'm not the type of person that's stubborn and I'm right all the time.
This man Rulio is like having an aneurysm trying to get unmuted.
Yeah, it's a seizure.
I think I don't really know what the
argument got
argument
lost and everyone.
I was just trying to help Marina out because she was on the right track. I just to help
Getting
her. because-
roasted.
Aubrey, look at text.
So I think
I didn't have a
Aubrey,
question.
look at your text.
My what?
We can go to separate situations. I feel like everyone can agree that can everyone at least agree that like cracker is not a slur?
Well, I mean, the term is telling you that.
Depends on how you use it.
It's someone of any race born in Florida and Georgia.
Wait,
That's
if I want
cracker.
I want cheese and crackers, it's not going to offend anyone. But,
I'm not like.
but if I say cheese and N-word, that might be a little bit. That might come off a little weird.
An American friend that was born in Georgia is a cracker too. Like
Aubrey.
So,
cracker
I
is
feel like we kind of lost the argument, and we should just go back to
describes anyone that was born in Florida, Georgia, native to Florida and Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Aubrey, where are you from?
Aubrey, check your text from Lance.
Check
I don't have a text.
Okay. We kind of lost the argument. It's just there's no argument anymore. So if Aubrey, if you're okay with that, I think we should go back to answering questions.
Lucas, how are you?
Go back to the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll unmute the crew. Where's Georgia?
What's up?
Thanks, Aubrey.
By the way, hello, Lance. It's nice seeing you here.
Oh,
Thank
did
you.
Ben say that?
He already knows me by. Oh, he knows me by voice. That's what's up.
Ben, stop simping.
I hope
No,
Lance
dude,
and Nick had
let's
a
just
good-
do
the same
if no, you have to. If you were part of the 3 a.m. squad, you would
Wait,
understand.
where is that? Okay, whatever.
Jay's here with the Jay.
When the Republican hype house destroys Democrats on the Zoom call. Shut up. Oh my god. Okay.
Hey, don't roast my boy Jake. That's my boy Jake. Oh, Aubrey, you got someone who just joined named Aubrey. Check your Insta DMs. Ooh.
Oh.
Are you the one that DM'd me saying you'd be my sugar daddy? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, what?
Damn, he's simping.
So I got one. It was like, hello, sweet, lovely. I'm so interested in your pictures. I am willing to send you months of chaos. And I was like, block.
Dude, I know girls that make like bank from that shit.
Yeah, that's just
Same.
Hey, Aubrey.
Dude, I have
Anuj
I'm not
hasn't been unmuted.
Who?
Anuj, Indian conservative.
Getting him.
Guys, I don't have a source, but someone told me that Ben sells feet pics. So if you're
Hey, chill. Guys, no need to expose. Hey,
Also,
Progressive
Jake
Intel's here. What's
too.
up, bro?
Who?
Jake.
Where's Jake? The whole
Snaps.
crew.
that
I'm
Jake.
trying to find him.
Okay. He's on my main page, like the first one.
Can I just respond to some of the
There are legit like a
points
total
that were
of
made
4
earlier?
liberals in here. Oh my god.
Holy, like
We're being
I was-
rated by Liv.
Progressive Intel, you count as 3 people, my dog.
Bro, where's Jaden?
Look at you
What?
mean.
He's in a factor 3
Waving
branch.
right now.
That's not where I thought that was
3/4
going.
He
rule.
was waving.
That is not where I thought that was going.
3/4.
He's waving again.
I did not
Reverse. I said reverse.
Bad
He's
number.
holding his
Bad
cross up right now to the camera.
Where is
Reverse. The 3 times rule. That's what
It's
it is.
snap/insta, and then that's like colon Jake T yada yada
He got
yada.
like balls on his wall. It looks like.
Bro, I did not see him.
Bowls?
Yeah, there is bowls.
Oh,
yeah, you're right,
Jake.
Jay.
Jake.
Oh
my god.
Imagine having balls on your wall.
It's the curly haired dude.
That narrows it down.
Now he's well yeah.
Or Jaden.
Jake.
Dooman.
The man. Like Jake from State Farm.
Julio the Groyper.
What up?
Rulio, Rulio. I remember him.
Bro, this man, he tried so hard to get unmuted.
Wait, Nick, remember when he got unmuted and then he told you to unmute his friend and then his friend was actually some dude that like you had to block because he was pissing you off so much? So he started like yelling at you for blocking him.
Oh, yeah.
That was so funny.
He lost an argument and had to get his other America First comrade on with him.
The one guy on the one Zoom was talking about how he respects all races, but only white people should be citizens.
What? Who the fuck said that?
That's ultra Groyper right there.
I think it was
American First, the guy.
Oh, what a guy!
America First guy is
Remember that guy first Zoom Ben?
And it was. I think it was.
Dude, America First. Phil. That was his name, Phil.
Into the kitchen.
Remember how Nick Fuentes wants to repeal the 19th Amendment?
Oh
no, does he actually?
No, he actually wants to. No, I watched him. He was like, "Oh, it's
intervention part 2."
For decades.
Wait. Dude, by like Caitlin Bennett, that's like I would rather have women not vote than them vote Democrat.
Oh,
bro, what?
Like, honestly,
that is a different kind of retarded
psychopath.
She's a disgrace.
Whoa! Let's not use the R word.
It's very
retarded.
Retardation.
Or the Ashton.
I know. I think
should I call him?
No, our school is still doing distance learning, so we have to do like homework and shit. It's so bad.
Yeah, but it's like
Me too.
Wait,
I forgot that we know you through Ashton.
Yeah.
No, he does, dude.
You know, it's like 10. Actually, no, Ashton doesn't do work.
Wait,
What am I saying?
does he have a real sleep schedule now?
No. What am I saying? I don't know what
It's so fucked up. I can never play video games with them anymore.
Yeah, 'cause
like
he's
his
up
sleep
all
schedule's
night
so
long.
weird.
Oh, I think Adam wants to
Lucas.
get muted. Adam, he's not wearing a hoodie, or it might be camo. I don't know.
Wait, I'm just gonna go in line with like the people that have their hand raised.
What's up?
So
Don't forget Lance.
By the way, I missed you, Ethan, and I got the milk finally.
Aw.
So we're good.
I'm so confused. Is there going to be like a
Wait,
TikTok?
Aubrey, you muted Lance.
No, Marina, you will not be exposed on a TikTok. It's fine.
Marina,
Your
Marina,
racist views
no, let me talk.
And everybody that's in here that wasn't in here earlier, we are not talking about the drama. I will address
Marina,
that later.
I
in this
promise.
call when there's more people.
Yeah, Marina, I promise I won't. I'm not dumb.
Aubrey's she's a really good person.
I love
She's-
you, really good.
She is very
Yes,
chill.
I promise.
Okay.
But
Because I don't
Aubrey is the reason I think horse girls are acceptable now.
Dad,
Was that a compliment or an insult?
I think it was both.
I think
Horse
that
girls
stays
shouldn't get to
hidden.
vote.
You
There's
know
one
what, guys?
exception.
You know what, guys? Aubrey is the only reason I don't despise.
Horse girls shouldn't get to vote. Change my
Well,
mind.
there are exceptions. So,
Okay, so
I mean,
you wanna unmute? Yo, did you know if you like breathe out and you like hold your throat, you can like hear like your like thing?
or you can choke.
I feel like I'm
That's what I was thinking, Ben.
Wait.
Teddy's always wearing button
Kind of
downs.
weird.
What?
I said Teddy's always wearing button downs.
Oh my god. Okay, but like I had a Zoom like 10 minutes ago, and like they were like debating is it button up or button down. It was so annoying.
Whoa, that's.
It's such a shit, but like it doesn't matter.
It's such
okay.
a dumb argument. It's
Okay,
all,
so I'm
it's, all,
gonna go.
it's all preference.
I'm gonna unmute, please. I have a question. So I mean, please wait. Please, fuck. Please, I have a question. You're unmuted.
So I was very confused. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
We cannot hear you.
Is your
Turn off
microphone
your mic,
on?
please, or get closer. Thank you.
Oh, or that.
This is a bra moment.
It is quite a room.
Okay.
Her microphone's next door.
Please, you're unmuted.
Hello.
Please unmute me.
What's up, bud?
Hi, how are ya?
What's up?
What's your question, bud?
I don't really like to get into politics because my family doesn't want me to. I really don't like it either. But you guys think the police system is corrupt? Because I don't really have an answer on it because I don't do research a lot. Usually do homework and shit.
I think there are some laws that are corrupt, and there's some police that are definitely corrupt. But I don't think that the police system in general as a whole is corrupt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just made some.
Yeah, I think.
There's definitely been some legislature in the past that's been corrupt, but I mean, like the vast majority of that's gone now.
I just made. It's a misnomer. It's a false reading of whatever. It's a false reading statistics to say that the entire system of police across the country is racist or somehow corrupt. I'm not gonna like sit there and be like, well, all police are angels. I should just trust them with everything. They're human too. But I think that I agree with Nick that I think most of it's. I'm glad to say it's pretty good. The NYPD is a majority of minority populations, which is fantastic.
And they get more criticism than any other police department.
I mean, like what I was saying earlier, like you can't just call America racist as a whole. Like for sure, there's going to be racist people within America. You can't just like the whole like, oh, cops are bastards.
ACAB is a terrible.
That's literally the stupidest.
Wait,
like,
Teddy, you don't support ACAB, right?
Oh, I'm okay. Like I feel like people who say it aren't like being like, oh, literally every single police officer is a bad person.
literally.
I like you'll never see me say it.
If you call all cops are bastards, then like don't call them when you're about to.
I just feel like any generalization of like that of the group is unfair.
Yeah.
Because
like sure,
you know what I mean?
Racist cops. Sure, there's gonna be your quote racist people. That doesn't mean we define a whole group.
What do you guys think about the Blue Lives Matter movement?
Support it.
I agree with all lives matter, honestly.
All lives. Like I don't really see a problem
Babies'
with
lives matter.
Problem with it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, choking on
Nick, or not Nick, sorry, Lance, the video where you like edited your face onto the fetus, I think that might have changed a lot of pro-choicers' minds.
Yeah, I know,
man.
right? I'm officially pro-life now after I just watched that video. I'm 100%.
Respect.
Albert, I know Adam wants to speak. Adam, he's got a camo shirt on.
Please be Adam Eccles.
He's showing his police department explorer badge.
Oh my god, I wanted to do the explorer.
I think that must mean he's racist, apparently.
Okay, Adam.
He's a bastard.
Yeah.
Yo, turn on my face camera.
Yes, King.
I have been waiting since the Zoom call began to be unmuted.
Don't turn on camera. So you might show us something you don't want to.
Oh.
No. So my mom, she's a police officer, right? And she works IA, which investigates police officers when they commit crime.
Yeah.
I've asked her. She said out of all her 25 years of doing that, she has never seen one corrupt cop with an LAPD that she's investigated that have like done wrongdoing.
Fantastic.
Amen.
I asked her. So it's like there are no, don't get me wrong. There are cops out there that have done bad things. Like, don't get me wrong. But that does not mean that the majority are. Because people take that perspective and they twist it to manipulate people into being like, yeah, this is what you're gonna see. Cops are all bad. Don't trust them just because something bad happened.
So what you're saying is I got away with it.
But in reality, they're really good.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a question actually. You said 25 years?
Yes.
Okay, so the thing with that, like the thing like when you say 25 years, in 1992 there were like major riots in Los Angeles with the Rodney King thing. And after the riots, the LAPD went through a lot of reforms that
she was
changed the way
a police officer within the 25 years, but only 10 years IA. So I should have said.
Did you cut out?
Click the AirPod and switch.
Sorry, my headset.
Okay, gotcha.
Died, but I lost. Yeah, no, within 10 years I should have, but out of her years of working, she's never met one. But in the 10 years of investigating,
it's pretty good.
And the regular cops, they despise the corrupt cops. Regular cop is going to be okay with a corrupt cop because it's like this. No Republican that's a real Republican does not like racist Republicans because it puts a bad rep on the Republican aspect. So when you say all cops are bastards, no, there's cops that they put their lives on the line,
I agree.
I don't want to be a bastard.
I think it is interesting that the kind of the dichotomy you get of like sometimes like cops are heroes and you see stories of like them being amazing, and then like the next day there'll be a story of how racist and corrupt they are, and it's really interesting to see how like the different narratives fit the different agendas.
And it's really messed up how one unjust cop shooting happens, right? And everyone freaks out when really there's so many times where the cop is truly in danger and he has to shoot in self-defense. I mean, if I was a cop, I would understand that they're a little on edge.
It's just a PR factor.
Yeah, there's always a backstory. I mean, if you're being ramped by a knife, as a cop, you are trained to shoot them, and you're not trained to shoot them in the leg. You're not trained to shoot them in your arm. You're trained to shoot them right here to kill them.
The other thing is that
within the police explorers, they teach you that you have 3 seconds to react, because on average, a police officer will stand 21 feet away from a suspect that they presume is dangerous, and that gives a 3-foot gap of sprinting for an officer to react. Average,
yep.
So you have 3 seconds to react just to what to do from a suspect.
I even saw a body cam
vid.
Okay.
And there are so many reasons that these cops are trained to do what they do. If someone is coming at you with what looks like a knife, is someone coming at you what looks like a gun? I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but I don't think you've ever been in a situation where someone's running at you with a gun at full speed. Like, these cops are trained to do things on reaction. And, sure, there are some unjust things that have happened. But the majority of these cases, whether it be something or not, when you threaten a cop, it's really cooperate. Put your hands up on the steering wheel. Give them your ID if you're being put under arrest. Cooperate. These people put themselves in situations. Mm-hmm. The cop is going to pull someone over, and if they don't cooperate, shoot them.
I think people get this idea that somehow the second
if you put yourself in a situation,
right. No, you're right. I mean, I think people get the idea that if